Hi guys, thanks for joining us today. We are super excited to be showcasing our brand new talent profile redesign hosted by our VP of Operations, Mark Williams. Everyone is familiar with him. And Mark has definitely spent a lot of effort in making this happen. So I'm gonna kick it over to you, Mark.
All right, thank you so much, Shirley. Thank you for joining, everyone. We are going to run through why we did this talent profile redesign, some of the thoughts behind it, run through some of the highlights of the new features that are brand new, and then talk about bug fixes. And we'll have plenty of time at the end for a Q&A session about the profile or anything else you'd like to talk about. So I'm going to just run through kind of the highlights of how we got here, and then we'll jump in and I'll share the profile and highlight a couple of the areas that are most important. So why we did this. As a marketplace, we have to make sure that everything we do is balanced between what the talent wants and what our clients need. So coming into this, we put ourselves in the shoes of talent and in the shoes of clients to say, how can this be the best profile out there? So starting with all of us on this call, we wanted to have one place on the web where you can be proud to showcase your work. So this is owned by you. You can take this with you anywhere you go. They're publicly available profiles. So even if you're looking for a job, you can't find the best fit on Braintrust right now, you can use this as your resume anywhere else. So these are yours to take with you.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, sure.
Really quickly. So we have David, Edwin, and some other folks on as attendees. Do you feel like we can make this a video call since it's an intimate group?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so we would just go to attendees and I think allow them to share video.
Yes. One would think I can do that for panelists, but for attendees, I'm not able to.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'll just ping Brandon. Did you wanna, and just FYI, I don't see your screen yet.
Yeah, and I haven't shared yet. I will jump in a second. I think if I promote everyone to panelist, it may work.
Okay, let's try that.
It's unfortunately a one-by-one activity. So let's see if this works.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, we want to do this so then you can ask questions and make this more like a conversation with Mark. And Mark did prepare a presentation for us, but since it's an intimate group, we can just make it more like a two-way conversation or multi-way conversation.
Right, I think we've got it set up. Nick, you want to be our guinea pig here and come off mute or see if your video works? Hey, video's working. Maybe.
Yay!
Hey, are you able to unmute yourselves as well?
Yes.
Okay. All righty. Good to see you again, Adeline.
Same here, Mark.
All righty. Hey, Edwin. Okay, cool. So we jumped right in. We wanted to record this anyway to share with people who were unable to join, who said they had conflicts with this. So thank you for joining. We'll head back to kind of where just the why we're doing this for both talent and clients. And this is going to be quick. I'm not going to bore you guys to death. I know you understand why we're doing it, but we're pumping this out to the web, so I have to give some context of what we're doing here. So from the talent side, starting over, we really wanted to give you guys one place on the web to showcase all of your work and have it be a place that you're proud to share, whether that's with our clients or with other clients in the future. So these profiles are yours to take with you and continue to update. They're publicly available, so you can share them with anyone you like. And we really just wanted it to be the best looking place on the web for you to showcase your work. And for the client side, we've done a lot of research and figured out kind of what their biggest needs are. So you can put yourselves in the shoes of a client thinking, I'm going to hire someone for a remote team. What is most important to me? What do I need to quickly see to make a decision if I want to talk to this person? And of course, like transparency right up front is one of the first things clients say. They love seeing all of the work experience and your project cases, and in some cases your rates. So they get an idea of whether it's going to be worth their time to talk to you, or if they can't afford you, or if there's some area of your profile that looks like they need to talk to you more. They're able to see that very quickly without having to dig through a giant stack of paperwork. So we want to get the clients the most important information for them to make a decision in a standardized way. So for our clients, particularly those building project teams, we see designers, of course, always have a beautiful profile or resume with all of their portfolios. And then the client will switch over to look at some engineers who have just as beautiful, but a GitHub repo of a giant trail of information that they've done over the last year. And it's just kind of a context switch that makes it difficult for the client. So it was quite a big challenge to try to get these profiles standardized for all of the different role types that we support on the platform today. But for both of these sides of the marketplace, talent and clients, our main goal is to get you hired faster and to make it easy for our clients to do so. We don't want them to spend a week trying to sort through resumes. We want them to see how great you are and hop on the horn right away to talk to you. So how we approach this, first of all, we just started just completely green field. What would we like to see out of a profile? Then we did competitive analysis, of course, looking at all of the profile options out there available on the web, who's doing it well, who's doing it not so well, what are some of the best things that we can just copy and bring over, but also how can we leapfrog? We don't want to be just another company or another agency in front of our clients. We want to show them something really special that makes us stand out. And it's really important, not just from the standpoint of clients who have already posted a job and are making hiring decisions. It's almost more important now, especially in this current situation we have with a worldwide pandemic. These profiles are used as a sales engine. So we're sharing profiles with people saying, look at the great people we have in our network. Would you be interested in working with us? And it's tremendously successful because they see right away how professional this network looks, the great talent we have. And so it helps us get new clients. So in addition to getting you hired faster, you're helping us build a network by getting us more clients with these complete profiles. So that's why this is such an important effort for us. And then after the competitive analysis, we built a few different prototypes and did about 2 months of testing with existing clients in our network, running the prototypes by them, getting their feedback, and then also paid tests with hiring managers at top companies, just going to them and saying, how can we simplify your day? Like, walk us through how you're approaching this and how can we make it better? So at this point, I'm going to share the screen to walk you through, again, briefly, because I don't want this to be a how to use the internet with Mark Williams session. So this will just be a quick overview of the highlights of what is in the new profile and why these are important to our clients. So right out of the gate, and I can't believe I didn't use one of your profiles. They were on my list, but we got to John up here as an example. So one of the first things we heard from hiring managers was they want to see things up top, what we call above the fold. In the old newspaper days, what is above that fold in the newspaper? showing the title, sometimes where people are. Eventually, this will be time zone based. We don't care where you live, but some of our clients ask specifically to have proximity to one of their offices, so that's important to them. New with this profile is the availability in hours per week. Sorry about this. Let me make this bigger for you all. And so we know this could get out of date, but from a client standpoint, it's one of the first things they ask, especially when we're sharing potential profiles. They'll say, "Great, is this person available?" And also, it helps avoid the problem of getting far down the screening process and then realizing that the person only wants to work part-time. And so if you want to work part-time, terrific. You can put that up and say, I'm available 10, 20 hours a week. And then it's front and center in front of our clients. And then quick links out to any of your other profiles on the web so people can get that full view of what you're doing. And then bringing up the primary skills up top. So with our old profile and a lot of other profile sites, there's not a great way to showcase what your primary skills are. So right now, this is based on your role. So we'll have a lot of people who are kind of jack of all trades, who will say they're a project manager, a designer, and a front-end developer. And it's sometimes difficult for our clients if they're looking for a front-end developer. They don't want to sift through all of the project manager and designer skills before they are able to evaluate you. So the primary skills are based on the taxonomy of your primary role, and we'll look at that and setting that in the profile. And that's it for the top of the profile. Next up on new features, focus area. If you've all been into your profile, you've seen that big orange bar right across the top, that all of these focus areas are required. This is a new feature with this release. And again, it's one of the things that clients really wanted to see, particularly for people who have 50 skills listed. They're like, that's great. They know a lot of varied skills, but what are they really focused on? We've had clients say, right now we have a client looking for a senior React Native person. So they would like to see a focus area of React Native or at the very least like mobile dev up top. And it just helps them. It's kind of another check in their process of saying, okay, this looks like a person I should talk to. Next up is availability. We talked about, we'll look where to set that. Very simple on the profile. And then better project and portfolio highlights. So this is probably, these are the top 3 areas we heard in our research from clients. And so focus areas, this is on your edit skills page. You can pick from the taxonomy based on your role, or you can also free text anything you want, type it in, add focus area, and go from there. So just 3. And if you're just going for one job at a time, or if there's one that really looks interesting to you, you can adjust these to better fit that job on the platform, just as another way to stand out to the client. Availability, also pretty simple. On the basic info screen, when you're updating this, you can set however many hours you want to work per week. And then on project cases, these are right up top. So we are making a change. Focus areas down here will be above projects. So there'll be kind of the overview of your biography up here, skills, availability, then the focus areas, and then all the project cases. So this is something we have today, but we made some improvements to how they look, and we'll get into talking about bugs in a second here, how we're making this better. So definitely been some good feedback on these. Any questions before we jump into bugs and what we have, and then get your feedback?
Yeah, Mark. So when a client comes in to look at a profile, what would you say they zoom in on immediately between focus area, primary skills? Like, what set of criteria are they looking for?
It depends. It's kind of across the board. Like some clients definitely know, particularly for staff augmentation roles, if they already have a team running, they've already got an engineering team who has selected a tech stack. If they know what they're looking for Django experience, they're looking for a particular API experience, they go straight to skills. So they want to see that skills match. This is why it's so important to fill out all of the skills on your profile. And it also helps you get matched to the roles. It's how our matching engine works, not just by role, but also with the skills match. So if we have a client who comes in knowing exactly what they're looking for, having that complete profile of skills is your first match. That's how you get the email saying, hey, this could be a fit for you. Are you interested in applying for this? So some clients go right to the skills. Some definitely go straight to projects. They want to click through and see what you've done. This is one of the areas where we can stand out, and one of the main things for hiring managers who are dealing with a very high volume of resumes, especially just the big bricks of text resumes. They can't get a good feel for what your work experience has been just by reading about it. So seeing that obviously is believing, so they can kind of click through any projects you have done in the past. And probably a good time to mention, I know that all of us have worked on projects under a non-disclosure agreement where we're not allowed to talk about the client or even the work that has been done for that client. But it's completely acceptable to still add a project that talks about the technology you worked on, and if there's a way for you to piece out that information without mentioning the client or any proprietary information, it's totally fine to just say this was an NDA project and here was my role in that project. So they really like to see as many projects that fit what they're looking for with the current role as possible. And so one of the things we're working on now is if you enter project cases right now, it's just kind of the last in, first on top. So for looking at my profile here, the manager on the right, the blue one, I entered that first. The one I entered second for Mercedes, that ends up on top. And so we're adding the ability to sort these any way you want. That should be coming in 1 week or 2 weeks. That's starting with our next sprint on Wednesday. So that will be coming. And I think that about answers the question, Shirley, of the main things people are looking for. We added focus areas. Like I said, some clients really wanted to see just a kind of what your core research area is, or what you enjoy spending your time on, to make sure there's a fit. So this is version 2 of our profile. We're certainly not going to stop at version 2. There's going to be more versions, and we're going to be adding more options to determine that fit. And so like the ideal situation for a client is they post a job and Edleen shows up to work and she's the best, and they didn't have to do any screening at all. It was just magically happened on the back end. I don't know if we'll get there, but we're going to get closer and closer to making sure that that fit, however a client defines that, is easy for them to determine with our profiles. All right, let's bounce out and talk about bugs. I think I talked about quite a few of them already. You look at those project cases, mine look good because I painstakingly selected images with dark backgrounds. If you have a project case that has a white image or thumbnail image, it's no good seeing this white title, you can't read it. So fixing the white on white text issue we have. Image scaling on projects also does not work right now. So fixing the image scaling, hopefully giving you some options, or at least making it so when you upload it, you can see the whole image on that project case. And I talked about reordering projects. So if you want to highlight your top 2 projects up top, you can do that. And we also have people who want to show projects in a sequence that walks them through either the different processes of ideation and then going to delivery and long-term maintenance. You can rearrange the sequence any way you like. We'll also let you reorder the skills. So right now it's just kind of as you entered them, or yeah, as you entered them, that's how they show up. So okay, may not want Android and Android app design up top. I know she probably wants UX and UI design and visual design up top. So we'll allow the reordering of skills. And then images on your basic info screen when you're updating your profile. If you click your profile image, you can change it to any image you like. That should work for the cover image as well. It's not right now. So we'll fix that with this sprint as well. So you can pick your cover image like other profiles. And then those are the main things for what we're finishing up on this profile redesign. There's some other smaller work, just tweaking the UI to make it a little bit better, but those are the main features. I also wanted to just quickly mention that we're improving messaging. You may have seen this already. We made an improvement so you can see the threads in the context of your applications to jobs and how clients are able to message with you. I will be honest, this one is on me. This is one of those times where we didn't take both sides of the marketplace into account. We made this work much better for clients, and it's just not as visible to our talent. So we're going to highlight this on the left nav of your dashboard, and you're going to be able to see all of these messages without digging through your email. So my apologies for that. It is about to get much better. And with that, it is Q&A time. Does anyone have feedback or questions about how we got here, what's happening, where we're going next? I see some chat here. Let's see.
So I have a question.
Someone has a question, I heard.
Yeah. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, hey Kahindi.
Yeah, hi. Hi, everybody. So my question is, for talents who have experience working across multiple time zones. So for example, I am based in Lagos, but for the past 1.5, 2 years, I've worked with clients who are mostly in the United States and yeah, mostly in the United States. Does that still, is there a way to indicate that I'm able to work across time zones in my profile, even though I am based in Lagos or anywhere that's not, that doesn't align with the client's time zone specifically?
Yeah, yes, exactly. And this is one of the changes we have, that we're, like we said, we don't care where you live. We care what your working hours are, or the client cares. We try to put this in the job post and really having them specify if they have time zone requirements. And so there's a match, and we make sure that they know that people are working in different time zones. We're going to make this better where you can select the time zones that you support. And so there's not a focus on location, there's a focus on time zone. So definitely one of the things that is coming. And right now people can search for that as well. So it's going to be another way for them to find you on the platform.
All right, thanks. Thanks a lot.
And thanks for the great profile, Kahinde. You've got one of the best.
I have a question, but not related to profiles, related to projects. Regarding the time zone as well, are all the projects going to be focused on the US time zone, or are you guys looking up for clients outside this time zone?
Definitely outside. We have, I think, our probably our largest European client was Valora. We definitely are right now we're focused on the enterprise. And so I know that's a longer, it's one of our differentiators. We, right out of the gate, we made the decision that it was more valuable to us and to you to find projects that were longer term and more meatier, large design projects, bigger software engineering projects. So our focus is certainly on the enterprise right now because of the networks of who we like, where we see the needs. They are tending to be more U.S. clients, but it's certainly not limited to them. And I would ask if you have heard of clients that you know are used to working with remote teams, send them our way. We're happy to talk to them. We have quite a few. I don't know off the top of my head the percentage of non-US to US clients, but we certainly have worked with non-US, and this is meant to be a global network for sure. It's just in our invite only private beta, when we're not letting any employer sign up until we've met with them. Just like we vet you guys, we vet the clients to make sure there's a match in the jobs that they're going to post. We may not have as much coverage around the world yet, but that's certainly going to change once we come out of beta, which honestly was supposed to be extremely soon, right here, until this COVID crisis came up and dominated the news cycle. So certainly a tough time for all of us. I meant to start this call by saying thank you for being here. It's good to still see you all. Certainly just unprecedented. I know people have said that a lot, but I've been through the .com crash in 2001, the 2008 housing crisis, and this is a wild one. So once we come out of private beta after this and we kind of open the doors to everyone, I think you're going to see a lot more options of projects and non-US. And even for some of our US clients, we have a couple of jobs live right now where they are based in the US, but they're specifically looking for coverage outside the US. So from a DevOps standpoint, they want to make sure that their pipelines are running around the clock, and they have someone online who can do that. And a lot of our clients, we say right out of the gate when we're asking them if they really have a time zone support requirement, or if they just want the best work. So our platform, we're based on the West Coast. Most of us, Shirley's in Chicago, we have a team in Denver, but our entire product is built out of Europe, and it works terrific for us because we have the day to review things, hone requirements, get set up for the next sprint, and then the work happens overnight. So we're selling that message as well, that it doesn't matter where people are, and in many cases, it can be beneficial to you to expand your time zone reach so you can kind of make continuous progress.
Hey, Mark, we have a question from Davida. He says that we spend a lot of time filling in LinkedIn profiles. Is there a way to make LinkedIn work with Braintrust or vice versa to avoid duplicating efforts?
I wish I could tell you yes. LinkedIn says no. They kind of want to keep your information to themselves, so they can. I don't want to say monetize your information, but they like having all of your information over there. They do allow us to use LinkedIn for sign up now. So if you have a LinkedIn account, you can transfer that basic information out. But there's not a way today, and I don't think there will be a way in the future to just automatically transport everything out because we're onto a pretty stellar idea right here of a user-controlled network. And LinkedIn, obviously, they're huger than us right now, but we're viewed as a competitor, and that's similar on a couple other sites as well. We have to do things a little bit manually just because people view us as a threat to their current business model.
Thank you. I thought that was really informative, especially the point about us as a user-controlled network. You know, we have all of the jobs that you've completed, your bids in one place and tied to tokens, right? So that's where the magic happens,
Exactly.
where LinkedIn doesn't have that.
All right. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining. If there's no other questions, we'll let you get back to it. Really appreciate you being here. Just finally, again, thank you so much for helping us build this network. And a final, I know I'm talking to all the A students here who have terrific profiles, but for the purpose of our video going out, just a final reminder how important it is to have a complete profile, not only from your benefit of getting hired faster, but also helping us land new clients and just showcase all of our talent across the board. So thank you so much for the time spent building these profiles. This has been a long effort on our end. We're excited to keep going. And we will talk to you in the next Ask Me Anything session with Adam, where we can share some more information about what we're doing in the future.